All right. Test 1, 2, 3. Hey, Jamie. Welcome. Welcome to Banter with Bill, edition number 1. How are you today? See, and it's not 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. See, I'm awake at this time of day. Believe it or not, I'm doing good. Doing good. Yep. Just gonna start this live. I'm trying to start doing it every Thursday at 4. I don't have any. I'm gonna have special guests or topics. Today I really don't have any topics. We just chit chat, talk about life and cruising or whatever we want to talk about. Starting next week, next week I'll have Mommy Millionaire, and she will talk about cruising with small children and infants. But today will just be a chit chat, talking to you guys about me, about why I fell in love with cruising and things like that, and whatever else anybody else wants to talk about. You were with me the other night when I was on here practicing with StreamYard, so I'm ready. I'm ready. If I have to, invite somebody up here, I know how to do it now, Jamia. Thank you. And welcome in everybody. I see you got about 4 people in here, so welcome. I appreciate you being here. My name is Bill of Warm Strong Adventures. I'm glad you stopped in. You can come sit back for the ride. You're here for the first edition of Banter with Bill. Today, I know I didn't put out any advance notice. Oh, look at Jamie. She's truly the bestie. If you guys haven't checked out Jamie, go check out her channel. She does a lot of cooking and mukbangs, and very sweet, very loyal, very supportive person. And if you want somebody on your channel that's going to appreciate you, she's the lady. She'll do it. She'll do it. Look at that. I picked a good moderator. I picked a good one. Look at that. I'm so not used to that. I'm used to saying thumbs up for everybody, like in other people's chats, but never for my own. Hey, Jamie, do you know how to drop links, Jamie? Let me see if I can do it. I'll do it real quick. Let me see, Z. I will see. Z, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Okay. Now, hey, Jamie, if you don't mind, I couldn't. It didn't let me just pull up your channel like I thought it was going to let me pull it up. There we go. Official Jamia. Z, we're going to be getting her on a cruise one of these days. She hasn't cruised yet, so Z, we're going to definitely get her on a cruise. Her and her kids. I shouldn't say kids. Her young adults. I shouldn't say kids. So yeah, we're going to have a good time. We'd have a good time. Definitely. Z is a fellow cruiser. He has another channel, but the Z Show Cruise Fun is his cruising channel, and he goes live every day. Maybe Sundays. Sundays he maybe takes the day off, but he goes live every day, 2 or 3 times a day, talking about cruising mostly. I mean, we have other topics. We have other topics, but cruising is the main topic. Oh, right. We got a matter of fact, we're supposed to be on a cruise together in December 23rd. It's a Christmas cruise, and we have a cruise together December 23rd on the Carnival Jubilee, their new ship. It'll be the first sailing of that ship, and we're excited, or at least I am. I'm pretty sure Z is too. Make this go viral. Welcome in. See, it's not 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm actually up. I just dropped Z's link if you guys want to get a chance to check out his channel. But yeah, I'm glad you guys could make it in today and try to inspire you guys to get the love of cruising like I have. The first time I went cruising, oh my goodness, it was about close to 30 years ago on a Carnival ship. Don't remember the name. Believe it was the Ecstasy, but not 100% sure. About 90% sure it was Ecstasy, which that ship was put out of commission this year. Went on the ship and had such a great time. Once I took my Dramamine, when I first got on the cruise ship, and first couple of days it was rough because I didn't know what seasickness was. I didn't know what motion sickness was. It was rough. So took my Dramamine, and after that, I've been in love with cruising ever since. I live in Michigan, and especially in the fall, in the wintertime, I need to get away. I can't. I don't. Oh, don't worry, Jamie. I got to get away from this cold. Everybody always asks me, why do I stay in Michigan? Kind of life made me stay in Michigan. You know, you get a career, you get family, you get a career, your family's here and things like that. Now that I'm getting older, well, I'm thinking about moving it down to a place where there's some cruise ports. Probably Florida, where I'm actually looking at where I've actually looked is down in like Clearwater, Tampa area. But Florida, West Coast maybe. Z says, good afternoon, everybody. My son was talking about moving to Houston, so there's an outside chance I might go to Houston. Or, no, I'm sorry, I wouldn't go to Houston. I'd probably go closer to the port, Galveston, down that way. I don't know much about Texas. I don't know what's a decent area to live in and things like that. But yeah, you never know. To me, cruising is like a perfect vacation. You can do other vacations, but the cruising is like perfect. You get to see different places, different countries, different ports, but you unpack once. Unlike going, I do a lot of flight travels, and with travel, if I fly over to Paris and I want to go someplace else, I got to pack my suitcase up and go to a hotel, check back in, and it's a hassle. Every day is like a hassle. Cruising, you check in one day, excuse me, and you're good. Depends on how long your cruise is. They have 3, 4, 5, 7-day cruises, 14-day cruises. I've been up to on a 23-day cruise. You unpack once, you're done, and you go see the ports. The only thing about cruising is if you find a port or a country that you like and you want to spend more time there, sorry, by 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, you are headed home or back to the ship. You're home for the week. So okay, you said the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Why Dallas Fort Worth? Z, wouldn't I want to be closer to the water? I don't know. I know more about, if you tell me about Florida, I could tell you about Florida, but Texas, I'm not really sure. I thought Dallas was more towards the center of the state, but I could be mistaken. So yeah, so that's my love of cruising. That's how it started, and been cruising ever since. When I was younger, in my 30s, it probably started. I didn't cruise as often as I wanted to, but I did. I would do maybe 1 or 2 a year. Took a year off or something like that. Then family happened and things like that, so it took a while to get back into cruising. But when I did, I started cruising quite often. And man, I couldn't wait to get my kids out there on the water. And luckily for me, they both love cruising. I have a boy and a girl, and they both love cruising. So far, we'll see what else they like. They also seem to like travel too, but yeah, we're cruises for life. Mostly Carnival. My daughter has been on a few, I think Royal Caribbean, maybe a Norwegian. Same here. I've been on a Norwegian, mostly Carnival, but mainly Norwegian and Royal. But I've been on like their older ships. Okay, the closer it is to water. I mean, I don't need much. I give me a little studio. I don't need much. We'll see how it is. Hey, badass, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you being here. So we love like planning cruises now. We're in the midst of trying to plan a family cruise for the beginning of 24, and we're not quite sure where we want to go. We know we want to go on a Royal Caribbean Oasis class ship. The different cruise ships have different classes. As they get newer, they build a class of ship, 2 or 3 ships in that class, build another class, supposedly better. Well, they have a Oasis class ship, and we have not been on that type of ship, and we want to go on it so badly. So that's what we're planning on. Hello, welcome in, WH Modest. So that's what we're planning on. We just we know about the time we want to go, but not quite when and where. One option is out of Galveston, Texas. The other one I think is out of either Port Canaveral or Miami. Everybody's speaking to each other. So yeah, who knows? I mean, if it's far enough in advance, maybe I'll put up something up here so everybody, if anybody else wants to go, because I believe because of my daughter, she's the hardest working woman I know. It's only going to be a 3 or 4 day cruise, so it'll be a short cruise. So maybe if it's like out of Miami or Port Canaveral, I can get Jamie on the ship. all the way from India, huh? Indonesia. I'm sorry, Indonesia. What time is it there? It has to be early. Is it probably early morning? So yeah, so that's the gist of why I like cruising and things like that. There's some people who we're going on a group cruise. I'm working on it. Where it didn't start off to be a group cruise, but it turned in, my understanding, it turned into be a group cruise. And it's called a booze cruise, BOO''S, booze cruise. It's over Halloween, so I'm on that one. And there are a couple of people who I follow, and we visit each other's channels and things like that are on that cruise. Well, it turned out that I guess a lot more people have wanted to go. My understanding is, you're probably looking at right now 60 to 75 people that are trying to be on that cruise or talk about getting on that cruise. There's a handful of us that have actually already booked it. So, oh yeah, about 4. I knew it was early in the morning over there. So we're working on that. Hey, Yaya's Best Life, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. So that, we're working on that, a group cruise. I'm working on my costume. I don't know what I want to be. Talking to a few people in that group, they're afraid of clowns. So I might be a clown because I'm that guy. I if everybody hates it, let me be the clown then. So I can scare everybody. But they'll never forget me. They'll never forget Warm, Strong Adventures. So might be the wrong way to think about that. Maybe I should think about having a good time instead of trying to scare people. You never know. And what else? What else I have going on? I have May. My next cruise, well, right now the only one that I have booked is May 4th, going to Alaska. Alaska, even though I hate cold weather, I know I live in Michigan, which gets cold, but I hate cold weather. Alaska was probably one of the best cruises I've ever been on. It was amazing. The sights were just amazing, and it was breathtaking. Here I am, old man. I thought I have seen everything in the world, and nothing could excite me. Nothing could, amaze me. I was wrong. Alaska was that beautiful, and by being on a cruise ship, I get off, see some sights, get back on a cruise ship, be done with it. I don't know how I would like to stay there and live there for a while. I think it gets a little too cold for me. Hey, Erie Frog, how's it going? But as far as cruising through Alaska, I saw sights that I was just astounded by. And believe me, that takes a lot. I don't get excited. I really don't show a lot of emotions. Be even keel. Don't get too excited. Don't get too low. I mean, just even keel. I mean, that Alaska, it literally took my breath away just being there and looking at the sights. One little place that I went was to go see a glacier and a waterfall, and you had to take a little hike to get there. And down that hike, they had the park rangers and telling you to beware of bears and what to do in case you came across a bear. That made me a little leery. Yeah, I guess I don't have to be the fastest. I just have to beat whoever the slowest person is. But me and my son are walking, so if I tripped him, I could get away. Anywho, when I got there to see the glacier and the waterfall, it literally took my breath away. No, I didn't see a bear. No bears. But it literally took my breath away. And I went in May. The last time I went, I went in the middle of May, and the temperature, surprisingly enough, was during the daytime 50 or 60 degrees. I mean, it was warm. I actually have a picture. This is before I started vlogging. I have a picture. I was on the deck with just a t-shirt on, getting some sun. So yeah, I mean, again, people think it's cold. It did get cold when we went through the fjords, a little narrow canal with ice on the sides. Hey, CME traveling, appreciate you being here. On the sides, and early in the morning, so I had to put on a heavy coat and a hoodie and all this other good stuff. But other than that, the weather wasn't bad. Yeah, it leaves out of my cruise, Carnival Luminosa. It leaves out of Seattle. And the last cruise I went left out of Seattle. Somebody else is going on the cruise that I know. They're leaving out of San Francisco on a Alaskan cruise. This is a 7-day cruise, so you hit a few ports. Mostly I want to go. The one thing is it's on my bucket list, and my plan for this trip is to take a helicopter ride to a glacier where they land on the glacier and you actually walk on the glacier. That's my bucket list. It's about $500, but it's bucket list, so that's what I'm planning on doing right now. Can you think of the footage I'm going to get? Man, it's going to be some good. Anyway, everything I think about is for YouTube now. Yeah, Jamie, I don't eat seafood. Yeah. no seafood. But the seafood there is, I mean, seafood is everywhere and it's fresh. They actually had a tour where you go out and catch your food and bring it back in, and they cook it up for you and eat it. And if I ate seafood, that would be amazing. I mean, it looked amazing. I was tempted to do it just to say I've done it. I mean, what's the difference between like the crabs from Boston and the crabs from Alaska? You know, I'm a little naive on the seafood. Yeah. I was just telling them, yeah. Hey, it was the greatest cruise I've ever been on. And I like sun. I like, you know, the beach and the sun and drinking a beer, you know, out there. Just man, um, Alaska was great. It was great. I've seen videos of that. The taste, huh? Huh. I've seen video of the salmon when they run. Yeah, there you go. You could have mine, Jamie. I've seen, you know, videos of the bears like catching the fish when they run, and it looks nice. I mean, I guess if I like seafood, but I just Hey Blaine, hey Raleigh's Creative Travel. That's Blaine. He's another cruiser, CME traveling cruiser. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess if you like seafood, you couldn't get any better than that. I was in Boston, and you know they were, you know, everybody was boasting about the seafood. Again, I went when I went to Boston, I went and had pizza. Don't judge me, but I stopped and had pizza. I was down on the waterfront, and everybody's getting seafood. All they smelled was like seafood. I had pizza. I don't eat seafood, so fish to me, fish is fish. To me, I think it all would taste the same. Okay. Z's going back to the cruising. It's Harmony of the Seas, which I believe is a Oasis class ship in 24. So the problem with Harmony of the Seas, Z, I don't think they have. My daughter needs a 3 or 4 day cruise. That's probably about the only time that she can get off work. So I need a 3 or 4 day cruise. And Harmony of the Seas, I don't think they do that. Oasis of the Seas and Allure, they're older ships from Royal Caribbean. They do 3 or 4 day cruises. So that's probably, if we have to, we'll try to work something out as far as a 7-day cruise. Harmony of the Seas is the newest ship, so that would be nice. Hey Pete, just saw you walking in. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Scratching Pete. Now this is a guy. He's everywhere. He's on everybody's channel, everywhere. He does his own show Tuesdays at 12:15. Scratching Pete. He scratches off lottery tickets. And the great thing about this is he does it once a week. At the end of and every week he picks a winner from whoever's there or whoever commented on which ticket he should scratch off. And at the end of the month, the 4 winners from the weeks, he picks a winner from that, and he scratches one ticket off of them to see if they won. So you got to go watch his channel. You have a chance to win hundreds of thousands of dollars. 12:15 Tuesdays. I mean, you can't beat that. Yes. See, Blaine, me and your wife would be doing the same thing. Have your seafood, enjoy, but I'm gonna eat the pizza or chicken wings or whatever, and that's what I would be doing. I'm always Airy Frog. I'm always lost in thought. Hey, Squirrels, Magnet, Fishing and Outdoors. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. I'm always, hey, Airy, I'm always lost in thought. And when I get lost in thought, I look up. Probably most people think I'm lying. Probably a trait for what liars would do. A guilty person. I am doing great. I hope you're doing well. Z, why would you forget? Why would you forget about the Christmas cruise? I thought you said you were coming on there, and we were going to do. Z and I, we were going to do the Wednesday dance. We're going to go up for karaoke and do we'll wind up doing the Wednesday dance and do the. You guys know. You guys know. You've seen it on TikTok or whatever. Z, you come on, man. You're gonna let me down? Hey, Cruising Scene, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah. What else do I have going planned? It seemed like I had Christmas, Halloween. Oh, that was it. Christmas, Halloween, and Alaska. Those are the only 3 cruises that I have planned this year. Last year was a great year for me. I wound up doing 8 cruises last year. I wasn't vlogging at the time. I didn't do it in the beginning of it, so I probably only vlogged maybe 4 or 5 cruises. And but I had a great time. And Carnival at the time, they were just coming out of they were just getting back into cruising from the pandemic. And hey, Butterroll. So they were giving out crazy prices. And years ago, I used to gamble a little bit on Carnival. Not a lot, but I gambled a little bit more than I do now. And they were sending me just crazy offers. Free cruise here, free cruise there. We'll give you $500 onboard credit. I mean, it was like they were paying me to go cruising. So I'm retired, and guess what? I went cruising. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But then I started, I had all this footage and stuff like that I wanted to share with my family. Started putting it on YouTube so my family could look at it, and then people started watching it. And that's how I started my channel, Warmstrong Adventures. So, to make a long story short, Warmstrong Adventures, people always wonder how I got that name. I've told it a couple of times, but my name is William Armstrong. W. Armstrong, Warmstrong Adventures. There's nothing special about the name. It's just my name. However, when I was in high school, when I was playing football, my teammates would call me Warmstrong Adventures. I'm sorry, they wouldn't call me Warmstrong. They would call me Warmstrong. Warmstrong. I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know what they meant. Warmstrong. Why are you calling me Warmstrong? And it didn't dawn on me. And I thought I was smart back then too, by the way. Warmstrong. Never thought about it. Never, it's just a nickname. Okay, it's just a nickname. So one day, at college, I was in college. I wrote it down and I saw W. Armstrong, and I'm like, it says Warmstrong. I get it now. So that nickname stuck. Oh no, Blaine. They're bringing back the old muster. The muster drill, for those who don't know, when you get on a cruise ship, part of the law is that you have to teach people how to get to their muster station, where their lifeboat would be. It's called a muster station. So this is where, in case of emergency, in case of an abandoned ship, this is where you would go. Well, they have all these boats. So everybody, we don't want people just running around crazy. So they assign muster stations. And the beginning of the cruise, you have to go to your muster station. So back in the good old days, before the pandemic, you actually had to, everybody all at one time would go to their muster station. So you have everybody on that cruise, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people going to where their lifeboat is. And you stand out there, and if you can imagine Miami, 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a hot sunny day in a place with no ventilation. I mean, people would pass out. They would be up there sweating, and they cut the bars off, and you have to go, and then they have to scan you in, so they have to make sure that everybody's there. So everybody has to be there. They can't pull out a port unless they account for everybody. After the pandemic, they went to more of an e-muster drill. An e-muster drill is, you watch the video on your phone, or you watch your video in your cabin. You go to your station, they show you how to put on a life jacket, and that's it. Riley, who does cruising, he's also a travel agent. So if you ever need a travel agent, Blaine is a guy. But Blaine is saying that Norwegian Cruise Line is going back to the old muster way. Because what would happen is people would get on a cruise ship, and even though it was simple as could be, it's basically go down there, spend 2 minutes, they show you how to put on a life jacket. People would not go. They would go to the bar, they would go to the buffet, they would go every place but there. And it was tough. Ships left out late because everybody hadn't been to the muster station. So, the different cruise lines were trying to contemplate of how to get everybody to do the muster drill. Well, it looks like Norwegian has figured out a way and go back to the old way where everybody goes to their station, and they count you there. I mean, the cruise line, they would go to your cabin and make sure you're not hiding out in your cabin. It was a pain. Hey, Destination Fun, how are you? Cozy Cruising Cozies, welcome. It was a pain, and I can't believe that they want to go back to it. But hey, if people don't want to do it, that's what it is. That's what you do. People saying hi to everybody. Hello. Yo. Eddie's in the house. He's another man who's everywhere. I was talking about Scratching Pete. He's another man that's everywhere, and he has a love for cruising, but he's everywhere. It's not just cruising. He has a love for cruising, and he's getting up there. Pretty soon he'll be on. I think on the end of this month he'll be on one. There's a few people that are going to be on this. There's a big vloggers cruise event, January 29th. A lot of vloggers. I couldn't get on it, but there's a lot. I would love to be on it. Hey, Miss Nita Boo. This is strange. I'm seeing these names. I really never like pronounce them. I looked at the names and don't know what they are and how they're pronounced. And so now you see the names up here, and now I have to pronounce it, like on the air. It's like, oh boy. But yeah, he's gonna be okay, Eddie. That's if you're into cruising, and again, as I said, that's kind of what my channel is about. If you ever look at my videos, it says traveling, cruising and traveling. I'm going to start traveling more, but I've been on just so many. Last year, as I said, I went on 8 cruises. I didn't get a chance to do much traveling. So I'm going to be doing that. But if you ever, want to see some videos about cruising, just watch out for this vloggers cruise on January 29th, because you're going to have, just tons. I shouldn't say tons. 100 vloggers cruising. And what's good about that is, because you'll probably say, oh, why would I want to see 100 people talk about cruising in Grand Turk, or stopping at port in Grand Turk, or the same ship? It's because you get a different perspective from everybody. Everybody on here is different. Everybody's cruise channel is different. Everybody is different. So you get a different perspective, and it'll be like you're watching different cruises. It may be the same location, but it's definitely from a different perspective. My perspective would be different than other people's perspectives. Eddie, you got major storms coming out in Georgia? I haven't looked at the news today, so I don't know. I know somebody was saying something about storms earlier. It might have been Z. Maybe that was Texas. Somebody was talking about big storms. Well, if you're out there, if you're in storms, be safe. Stay safe, and we'll keep you in our prayers, hoping everything turns out well. Okay, Squirrels Magnet, appreciate you. Squirrels Magnet. Again, I don't get over there as much as I should, but he has a channel where he does something that I always wanted to do. When you drop things off, thank you. Make this go viral. You ever notice how when you drop, you're in a canoe or something, and you drop something and it goes in the water, or you're on a boat and something falls overboard. Well, magnet fishing, they have these powerful magnets that they throw in the water and go fishing for metal. And I mean, some of the stuff they pull up is just crazy. That's just crazy. And that's something I want to do. I mean, again, as you know, as crazy it is when you come on YouTube, you see so many different things. Official Jamia, she likes to cook, and she'll make these recipes. And it makes me, I want to cook. I haven't done it yet, but it's like I want to make that because I mean, it looks delicious. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, storms, bad storms, Mississippi, Alabama, and I'm going to Tennessee. Okay, well, you be safe. Took an hour. Wow, it only normally takes you 20 minutes. Wow. And tomorrow you're supposed to get so you'll be getting these storms. Luckily, I mean, right now it's calm weather in Michigan. I mean, there's no sun. The sun doesn't come out. I might not see the sun till April, May, but we're not having any storm. It's probably about 40 degrees, which is not bad for this time in Michigan. Yeah, just be safe, Eddie. Yeah. Oh, see, for him, it's a hobby, and you never know what you because I pull up other videos on YouTube. They're pulling up guns and things like that and bikes. They did it over I believe in Paris in a canal, and I mean they were pulling up all kind of stuff, and it was just to me it was just amazing. I like that kind of stuff. I'm trying to Jamie. I'm gonna make some pork chops today. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm gonna cook them, but I'm gonna make some pork chops today. Hey, bad boy, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here. Wow. So Tampa's going to be in the 30s and 40s with storms. Oh no. Oh no, maybe Eddie's talking about where he's at. Yeah. So you guys aren't used to that weather. See, that's my high for the day. I'm happy for 40-degree weather right now. Let's see. Everybody saying hi. See ya. Two guns. I've seen that, and pulled up these phones, jewelry. Because I watch like some people go on beaches and they have like the metal detectors and they pulling up all this jewelry they find on the beach. I guess people wear the jewelry to the beach and it falls off. I guess to me, that's I can see that being a fun hobby. I could see that being a fun hobby. But yeah. So anyway, that's my whole thing as far as my love of cruising. 26. Yeah, Jamie, quit bragging. 76. Ha. So he's 26. That's more like it should be here, cruising. It should be here. I'm, just outside Detroit, so that's where we should be. But we're in the 40s. I'm happy. Early January. I'm happy. Haven't had much snow. I am happy. Hey, Cruise Nuts, how's it going? Welcome in. 79. You guys are so lucky. Well, you're lucky until summertime. So sometime when it's 75 here and in Florida it's 90 and humid. Yeah, I'll take my weather then. Oh, yeah, I guess so. You're horsing around on the beach and the chain breaks. So that's one thing. Whenever I go to a beach, I don't wear jewelry. I mean, I look at people and they all, see them all with all this jewelry on. I don't wear jewelry. So yeah, that always amazes me. I'm doing good, doing good. Working on StreamYard, trying to see how this works. This is my first time officially having a live event. I am going to be going live every Thursday at 4 o'clock for right now. Every Thursday at 4 o'clock, I'll be going live. The show will be called Banter with Bill. Mostly, as I said, but mostly it'll be talking about cruising. However, we can talk about life, whatever's going on in life. I can talk about anything. I love, once you get me going, I love talking. I'm quiet. I'm an introvert, which again, why are you starting a live stream if you're an introvert? I know it doesn't make sense to me either. But it's one way to get if by me going into YouTube, as I said, I started April, probably around April. I probably started posting my videos for this or for YouTube. So if I'm going to try it, the thing about my personality is I'm going to do the best that I can. And if I'm going to try to make my channel grow, I'm going to sit up there and try to do the best that I can to make my channel grow. Lives will be it's one of those things, one of those tools that you have to go ahead and do that. And Eddie has reminded me, because when I say 4 o'clock, people don't know what time zone I'm in. So 4 o'clock Eastern. Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate that. Hey, Trish the Natural. How are you? I'm trying to get Trish. Trish the Natural wants to start doing lives too, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to convince her to do it. And see, Trish, if I can do it, you can do it. Guaranteed. Yeah, see, they're going on a vloggers cruise. See, I'm jealous. I'm jealous, you guys. Cruise Nuts Rally Creative Travel. It's going on the vloggers cruise. Next year, I will be there. When I went on Carnival, so there I go do it again. When I'm thinking about what I'm about to say, I started looking up. When I went on the Carnival Celebration, it wasn't a vloggers cruise per se. Well, I mean, maybe they did. Maybe somebody had a group cruise, but not a vloggers cruise. But there were a lot of vloggers on there, and I really enjoyed that because I was able to sit down with people who had been doing this for a while, and getting pointers of what to do, how to do, and them asking me same questions and what we think. So I mean, it was a lot of fun, and for the most part, everybody was friendly. But you'll find most cruisers are friendly. I mean, you'll find that if you go on a cruise, because a lot of times I'll go cruising, by myself, just because you get in your ways and taking people sometimes you don't necessarily get along. If you're going on a date, that's one thing. If you're taking a date, that's something totally different. But I'm talking about like if hey, I got a deal. You want to go? Oh yeah, I want to go. And we're just, friends. And then you find out they like to, stay up late at night, or you like to go up, get up early in the morning and things like that. And it just doesn't work out a lot. So that's that. Vloggers, I'm going to vlog other vloggers doing their thing. See them photobomb their lives. See, he's making a plan already of what he's going to do on this vloggers cruise. And it is. I mean, you'll be, hey, Cruise Nuts, you'll be vlogging, and people will be sitting behind you that you don't even know, and then they start waving. You're like, who's that? Oh, then you realize, oh, it's another vlogger, and you invite them over, and now all of a sudden you got somebody else in your vlog, and doing lives, same thing. You never know. Let's see. Me and Z talking a lot of stuff. I think the record. Yeah, Z. Me and Z does. I don't know if I told you, or if maybe you weren't here. Z does a live show 2 or 3 times a day, every day. Sunday he may take off Sunday. One night we were on there for 10 hours, 10 and a half hours. It was a long time. It's sitting up there talking and it was crazy. Yes, get the likes up. I can't. I'm watching it on stream. I'm not looking at my phone, so I don't see the number of likes. So, but I take Eddie's word for it. Let's get the likes up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and all the other good stuff. All the stuff everybody else says on their live streams. But yeah, Cruise Nuts, you have a plan. It's going to be easy. It did. Riley was on the Carnival celebration cruise with me. I met him. Nice guy, real friendly, family guy, great videos, and he was on there. And it felt like a mini vloggers cruise. We actually had a meetup where it was probably 15 to 20 vloggers met up for drinks and just to say hi. And it was really nice. And that's what makes me so jealous about this cruise coming up on January 29th, is that it was scheduled that way. So the vloggers are going to be there, and they're going to be there. So I'm sure they're going to have certain events that they're going to have where they're going to all meet up and explore each other's or pick each other's brains of what they want to do. So yeah, that's good stuff. Hey, Jennifer. Jennifer is another person. Jennifer, Embarkation Nation. Embarkation Nation is the cruising channel. Her and her, you know what? I'm not sure. Husband or boyfriend. I'm assuming husband, but I don't know. I hate to assume people now. They have a great channel, and they're getting started into the cruising vlogs. Great videos, great family entertainment. They have a little one, Chloe, and she's going to be a superstar in the cruising vlogs. Superstar. And I'm not going to give it away, but they have something. I think they're going to try something special, like with Chloe. And you guys, your minds will be blown. You'll be blown. Great channel, very very supportive. I met them through Z and his live. Z and the one time that he's pretty constant, and he goes live 8 p.m. Central Time. So 9 p.m. Eastern Time, but 8 p.m. Central Time. He goes live and he calls it prime time, where anything goes. And that's the one that went 10 hours. So yeah, whew, this is tough sitting up here just talking. Next week at 4, I will be having a special guest star, which is not really a guest to me because it's my daughter, but I'm going to invite her on, and we're going to talk cruising, and we're going to talk how to travel with infants and small children. She has both. We went on a cruise. You don't know. We went on a cruise in October together, and she's gonna give pointers out. I mean, for me. I've been doing it for so long that it's second nature. I don't even think about when people ask me about going on a cruise. Oh, when are you gonna start packing? I packed the night before. I know the clothes I'm gonna wear. I need some t-shirts, some shorts, a pair of slacks, a pair of blue jeans, and a couple of collared shirts. That's it. A pair of gym shoes, pair of beach shoes or whatever, and a pair of casual shoes. On cruise ships, they have what's called an elegant night. For those that haven't been, elegant night was everybody gets dressed up and go take pictures, and it's a formal night, and you wear your best. I don't do those anymore. I did those when I first started cruising. I don't do those anymore. But I mean, it's a sight to see, because you picture everybody on a cruise ship except for me getting dressed up in their best wear. Some people they used to wear tuxedos. Back when I did it, you would wear a tuxedo. Um, they actually had a shop on a Carnival ship that you could rent a tuxedo for the formal night. They don't have those anymore, so now you just have to bring your own. But all these people are dressed to the T, and walking around, and they have all these photo stations on cruise ships set up to take pictures, which I don't do that anymore either. I don't need any pictures, more pictures of me. And the only time I would do it with when I'm with my family and we all take like a family portrait. Um, but everybody's dressed up, and people love it. And they serve lobster tails that night. So everybody goes to dinner and they're all dressed up, and they go have the fancy meal, the steak, the filet mignon, or the lobster tail. And on a cruise ship, when you order dinner, you can order as much as you want. And there's a caveat. Carnival just changed that. You can order two entrees. So if you wanted two lobster tails, you could do that. Now, if you want a third one, it's going to be $5. I don't. Again, I don't eat lobster tails. I don't see who could eat 2 or 3 lobster tails. But now the steaks, give me a nice steak, baked potato. Sometimes they'll have an entree that I want to try, so I try to get that as like an appetizer size. But again, because you can order whatever you want, it makes it easy to try foods that you don't like. My daughter loves crab cakes. And for her, I tried the crab cakes on board. It was okay, I guess. I did try some alligator beignets. I didn't. I don't know. It tastes like chicken. It tastes like chicken. Would I order it again? No. I ate that one time to say that I had alligator. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh, I'm so far behind in the chat. Yes, you do need to go live. Saturday evenings, perfect time. Whatever a good time for you. Trish, what I found, and I know I'm jumping all over the place. I just happen to see this chat. Trish, what I found out is that it doesn't matter what time you go on, somebody's going to be there. Because I went on literally middle of the night thinking that nobody was going to be there. And guess what? People were there. And we're sitting there chit-chatting and talking. And I did it so I could see what StreamYard looked like. I did it with Restream and StreamYard to see what it's like. But I wanted to do it live to see what the actual live screen, because if you go private, there might be some options that might not be available that if you go live. So I did it. I wanted to go live and do it. So I did it. And people showed up. And we're chatting. And we're having a good time. As usual. So, yes, do it. And, let me know. Let everybody know. I should have made something up for this, that I was going to start doing this on a regular basis. Just being lazy. I was doing some editing on some films and being lazy. I didn't do it. I'll get it out for next week. And again, as I said, 4 p.m. Eastern time, Thursdays. I'll do this. Maybe have some special guests. Most of it probably will be around cruising, but not necessarily, because I would love to talk to Squirrel Magnet and some of his adventures and what he found in the waters with his magnet. I would love to do that. Maybe official Jamia. Everybody pronounces her name a different way. Jamia, official Jamia. Have her come up here and give me some cooking tips. So yeah. But you should do it. I would get a little practice in, so you get comfortable with the controls. Like again, I have. So I can watch the channel. I have my phone here, so I can kind of watch the channel. But I have it up top also, because when you add moderators and things like that, and want to block people, you have to go over to. Even though I'm streaming on this right now, I'm streaming on YouTube, but the app that I'm actually on is StreamYard. So I don't have the same controls that I have like with YouTube. So I have to go to YouTube to control the channel. Yeah, cruise nuts. Yeah, that was a night. Oh, Z, yes. The problem with going solo on a cruise is a cabin is it's made for two people. Everything's based on double occupancy. So if you go solo, most cruise lines make you pay double. You don't have to pay a double tax, the port charges and taxes. You don't have to pay that twice, but you do have to pay the fare twice, which makes it expensive for solo cruisers. I understand it. Z gets upset about it. I understand it because, if everybody went solo, they would be missing out on half of their revenue. So I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it. Jennifer, no problem. You guys are so supportive. You guys are very supportive. Even though one of these cruise channels said that Jennifer and Andrew, that Embarkation Nation, they said my beard was better than his, and it's no way in the world my beard is better than his. But anyway, that's it. Yeah, so we were meeting with the huddles and how we cruise. Yes, see, I would love to sit at that dinner table because I love all those people. The huddles actually live not too far from me, and I met them live on Carnival Celebration, and I had so much fun talking to them, and they have 13,000 subscribers, so I'm picking their brains, and they're taking me under their wing and showing me and different little things here and there. So I really enjoyed them, and how we cruise, met them on the celebration. Great people, nice, friendly. I think me and Brian, we have something in common, if I'm not mistaken. How luggage will travel, sweetest people you want to meet, cruise advisors, and I mean they're just as sweet as you want to be. And when you meet people that share your passion and they're nice people, you want to meet them in person to put a personality with that person or with that chat. So yeah, I'm so far behind the chat. I'm gonna catch up with the chat real quick. I'm just rambling on. Yes, Jennifer, and my daughter's name is Jennifer too. But I think it's a lot. When she went cruising, I didn't realize what she had to go through, because we're talking like before she was cruising, what everything that she needed to go through TSA just to travel, getting on the airplane, getting on the cruise ship. What happens if, worst case scenario, this, that, and the other. So it's a very interesting topic. If you have kids or you're traveling with kids, grandkids and stuff like that, make sure you tune in next Thursday at 4, because my daughter will tell you the ins and outs, and she did all the research and I didn't have to. So I'm going to get the watch hours. She won't get them. Sorry. It should be better with a channel. But yes, tune in, and I mean, she'll tell you, what, how you should pack, how, what to bring, the coolers. She's breastfeeding, so what do you do with breast milks? What happens when you have to pump? I mean, there's just so many things that, for me, being an old man, being a solo cruiser, and been doing it for 20 years, it's like I wake up, get on the plane, go to the cruise, I'm done. It's not like that with kids. It's definitely not like that with kids. I'm sorry, I'm so far behind. We're talking about packing. Cruise nuts. You pack 2 to 3 months before you cruise. To get out of here, and repack and pack and repack and But a lot of people do that. They start packing. I used to do that. I used to do that. The only thing that I pack now that I go over and over again more than once is like the equipment that I'm going to take on a cruise ship for filming, and my laptop. It takes, I mean, my goodness, it takes a lot of wires, a lot of chargers, and you have to make sure you have your chargers, and make sure you have the right outlets. Some of these cruise ships, I've run into a lot of problems with different cruise ships. A lot of them only have one plug in the room. So imagine being in a room with somebody else and you have one plug. Well, now you have to bring an extension cord. Well, you can bring one of those, and I forget what they call it, but the extended things with the different plugs. But it can't have a surge protector. So there's no you can't bring anything on with a surge protector. You can't bring your curling irons, your irons. You can't bring that in there. Most of the ships have like an ironing room where you can do that, but nothing like electrical like that where you can have it in your room. So you have to buy a plug adapter to put a plug in there, so you can plug in more than one thing. Well, I went to Sydney, so leaving Seattle to Sydney. So now when you get on a cruise ship, when you get to Sydney, their voltage is different. They have the plugs are different and the voltage is different. They have US we go 120. They go, I believe it's 220. And if you plug in the wrong item into a 220 plug, it will fry your mechanism. Laptops and phones have a built-in transistor or whatever it is that will reduce the voltage. Most of them, not all of them. I would not plug my phone or laptop into one without a voltage converter. A lot of people will buy a plug that will convert your plug to the plug of an Australian from Australia or European plugs. A lot of the countries have different plugs. So I buy an adapter that will adapt to all of them. But because their voltage is different, you need to get a voltage reducer or converter in this case, where it'll reduce the voltage and won't fry your stuff. And nobody really tells you this stuff. You kind of learn it on your own. But it's totally different now. But my daughter, getting back to the subject, I know I'm rambling off on and on, but it's next Thursday for my daughter. Anything you want to know about traveling with kids and infants, she'll have the answer. And again, most of it will be Carnival and Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines is probably going to be pretty universal because what you go through is TSA, so that's going to be a federal thing. But I don't know much about the other airlines, so I won't speak on those. And I'm so far booking. Yeah. Let's see what this is. Yeah. You got 3 tail. See, yeah, I don't like seafood. Everything tastes like chicken. No, that's seafood. Well, I think a lot of it is more like the smell, Eddie. I think the smell is what gets me. And Eddie, he does a live on Thursdays at 1. Well, boy, MLY Bird, welcome farm, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. If I missed you, I'm sorry about it. I'm just behind the chat because I just started running my mouth and I'm not keeping up with the chat. Tuber chat, welcome. If you want to grow your channel, he shows you how to grow your channel. So it's a growth channel. So he teaches you how to do it and how to do it in the right way so your subscribers stick. Everybody doesn't necessarily do that, and he teaches you how. Biggest thing there when you go to his channel, he's on weekend and he has times. I'm not sure of the times, but if you click on Tuber chat, they'll give you the times. Read the about, and it tells you what you need to know prior to getting involved in the chat. There's a method to the madness with YouTube. So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, hey, just use the old wheel, and he guides you down that path. They're cruise nuts. Some cruises have, the cruise nuts. They do have solo cabins. However, it's like 100 instead of 200%. It's 150%, and it's a closet. It's a closet. I'd rather pay the extra 50% and have a regular size room than that. Yeah, see, he's prepping his beard, Andrew. Before the cruise, though, only thing you have to do is trim it up, and you'll have the best beard. It's full, thick. My goodness. Okay, Eddie, you got to go back and get Alice. Appreciate you being here. You're probably already gone because I'm so far behind. Go live. Okay, Z, go live. Make sure you go live. Hey, Alice. Eddie's on his way to pick you up. Don't worry about it. Cruising koozies. Bye. I know I'm late. You're probably gone. I'm catching up. Let's see this. Hold on. The best advice for everybody that wants to go on a cruise for the first time, we could use some people that can help you. There are also cruisers. Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean, again, like for me, I've been cruising so long that I take everything for granted, and I think everybody should know, how to do it. So, which I'll eventually put out a video or do a live. Maybe I'll do that like one of these days. Oh, look who's here, Mommy Millionaire. Speaking of Jennifer, my daughter, this is Mommy Millionaire. She will be my special guest next week. And Jennifer, I don't know if you were here because I don't know exactly when you came in, but I just went on a rant of how you're going to tell everybody how to travel with small children and infants in the world. So you're going to be here and you're going to tell everybody what they should be doing. Oh, she's with you. How late am I, Eddie? My goodness, I'm real late. She's already with you. So yeah, thanks Jennifer for stopping in. She was at work or just getting off work, and she's coming in trying to support Dad. She's my rah-rah. She's my hype person. My son is my manager, and she's my hype person. My son keeps me grounded, and my daughter keeps me motivated to keep coming here every day. But my son tells me what to do. He does. But yeah, I mean, I really can't wait. I started talking on here about it already. I can't wait because I mean, again, the stuff that she had to go through, it was a handful in its own. Unlike me, where I packed the last minute and make the flight, she had to make plans and she had to pack. I don't mean to brag, Jennifer. I don't mean to brag. And again, when I say this, it comes off as bragging. But if anybody who knows me, I don't brag. I don't really try to just say stuff just to say stuff. Like sometimes, but anyway, I have two of the best kids that you would ever want. Not perfect, but the best kids, supportive, family people, good people, wouldn't hurt anybody, looking out for people. They are some of the best people that you would ever want to meet. And I'm not saying that because they're my kids. Because if a kid was a knucklehead, I would tell you he's a knucklehead. I love him to death. He's a knucklehead. They are the best kids that you would ever want. The best people you would ever want to meet. My son is kind of, I'm just looking at something else. My son is kind of like me, kind of an introvert. So he doesn't like to talk a lot. You will meet him when I go. He's going on the cruise with me to Alaska. You will meet my son. You will meet my son because I'm putting him on the camera. If I have to drag him in front, I'm gonna put this camera up on the tripod. If I have to drag him in front of the camera, he's gonna be on camera talking. Guaranteed. But I say he's on a cruise with me. He's actually going on a cruise, and he invited me along. So I'm going on his cruise, but he was kind enough to invite me along. So let me make sure I get that straight. Yeah, Jennifer, I can't wait to have you. And sitting here talking to people and just thinking about it, I have to become more organized and focus a little bit more. Work on some questions and things like that because things I take for granted. You won't take for granted. And again, from the simplest things, from packing to unpacking to what you did on a cruise ship, as far as food, milk and kids and different things. The stroller. I mean, you can tell your story about the stroller. I mean, there's just so much to tell. I mean, my goodness, that should be a video. And I told my daughter she should make a video on that. She should make just a straight video on the things that she had to do for a cruise. I'm gonna do the live because I want the watch hours and views. Sorry, Jennifer, but she could do a live. She could do a video because I think a ton of people would want to know how to travel Um, no, Jennifer, you guys are the best. I'm just a dad. But you know what? Yes, and again, my parents, I lost my father when I was 13, so I only knew road trips, and my mother, we've been on a few trips, but nothing like a cruise. It was all more of driving. Um, but being able to cruise with my kids, hey, House of X, um, it's been a blessing. You know, when we first started out and they love cruising, oh man, we had so much fun. I mean, they have stories. I hope they don't tell the stories, but we have stories to tell. And one of them is in Cayman Islands. We were at a beach, and I was on a beach. I can't really swim, but I was on a beach, and they don't realize how close I came to drowning on 7 Mile Beach. Because I mean, I came back, I was shaking because all of a sudden the beach. I was walking out in the water, and it all of a sudden just dropped off. And I'm fighting to get back to the shore and stuff like that. And I'm fighting for my life. And the kids are up on the shore, and I'm fighting for my life to get back to the shore. I made it, thank goodness. They don't know how close it came. Thanks for stopping in, House of X. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, that was a close one. But stories, going swimming with not swimming. We had an encounter with the dolphins because I can't swim. I didn't go swimming with the dolphins, and because my kids could swim a little bit, but I didn't feel safe if I wasn't out there. They couldn't go swimming, so we had an encounter with the dolphins. So we got pictures with us kissing the dolphins and hugging the dolphins. We had a great time that time. I was in a casino. I won money. They could have whatever they want. Whatever you want, get whatever you want. Pictures. Buy 2 of them. Buy whatever you want. We had a great time that trip. They left me alone while I was in the casino, and they got whatever they wanted. Matter of fact, I think I paid for the next cruise. I had a good time in the casino that day. For those of you that don't cruise, there's casinos on cruise ships. Most of them. Nightclubs. They have a little bit of everything on comedy clubs. They have a little bit of everything on casino on the cruise ship. But nope. I hope they don't tell the stories when they finally start to talk. But they will be. My son May and my daughter next week. Again, hopefully she'll just focus on her adventures. Yo are still in my phrases. Just kidding. What phrase did I say? Yo. What phrase did I steal? Z? Nah. I mean, I do. I'm over your channel so much. I probably am picking up your phrases because I'm always over to your channel. You go live every day, so I'm trying to think what phrase did I say? I don't know what I said. Let me know, Z, if you're still here. Let me know. What else? That's it. I don't know. Man, that's about it, I guess. Jennifer, that was my mom and dad also. Let's see what's going on with Jennifer. Leaving alone while in the casino. Yes, and yes, that's it. Oh, knucklehead. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I mean that. Yes. Well, I'm thinking of an easy way that if my child wasn't a very good child, and knucklehead. But yeah, luckily, my kids aren't knuckleheads. Luckily for me. And always, I mean, my son, and this is going back years ago. Let's say 15 years. He would, he would be on a cruise ship, and his friends would come knocking on the door, and I mean, whatever. Hey, go be back in a little bit. Meet us for dinner. And he didn't like he still doesn't like to eat at the main dining room. But he would go with his friends, and they'd go get pizza. I wouldn't see him till after dinner sometime. And they always laugh. It's like, you didn't even know where he was at. So yeah, I mean, I probably some of the cruisers probably didn't like me because it's like you got these kids running around. But when I did find them, they weren't doing anything bad. They were good kids. They would on the staircases. They had like a down the stairs. You had like a hole that went from the upper floor to the lower floor. So they would have a football and would drop it down there to see how many floors they could drop it down. So that's probably about the worst thing he did on a cruise ship that I know of. But no, I think, and as I tell everybody, I think everybody would love cruising. If you're a relaxed person, well, and that's traveling in general. You know, a lot of people that I see travel put a lot of stress on themselves by setting a time schedule of you got to be here at this time, you got to be here at that time, we got to do this. And I actually did that on my first cruise. My very first cruise, I felt like I had to see everything and do everything. So I would be up in the nightclub till 3:00 in the morning, and up at 7:30 getting off the ship to go visit the islands. And by the end of the cruise, I was so tired, so exhausted that I needed extra days of vacation because I couldn't go back to work. I was just so tired. My biggest advice for new cruisers is you're not going to see everything in one trip. Take your time. Pick out what you want to do, a few things that you really want to do, enjoy those things, and catch the other stuff later on. I mean, that way you have fun, get your sleep. Don't overindulge. Some people love, they get on a cruise ship, they have what's called a drink package. And a drink package is basically you pay, don't quote me on the price, but like on Carnival, let's say $50 a person a day for 15 drinks. And the drinks are let's say the drinks are $10. So if you drink a lot, it makes sense. Again, don't quote me on the price. I'm throwing a price out there for you. It's around that, but a little more. But again, I don't drink that much. So I've never gotten the drink package. But a lot of people swear by the drink packages. And again, with the drink package, you get some specialty drinks like if you like Starbucks or specialty coffees, well, that would be included in those drinks. And energy drinks, those would be included. So for those kind of people, that makes sense, The problem you have is people who don't really drink and they have 15 drinks a day and they feel they have to drink 15 drinks a day. My goodness. Sometimes by the end of the day, they're drunk and staggering around. And you can tell the ones. I can remember one cruise. It was beginning of the year. And embarkation day. Embarkation day is the first day of the cruise. When you're boarding the ship, it's called embarkation day. Everybody loves cruise day, embarkation day. Everybody loves that day. That's the best day ever to me. Some people think it's stressful, but to me, it's the best day ever. Anyway, they have what's called a sail-away party. A sail-away party is they get on the deck, they play music and welcome you on board and tell you that, hey, you don't have to work for the next 7 days. You don't have to come for the next 7 days. We want to have a party and we're going to enjoy. And everybody's drinking and dancing and having a good time doing YMCA, and they're doing everything and they're drinking. Well, this one guy that was there was drinking and he had the drink package. The sail-away is at 4:00. We got on the cruise ship. It was, let's say noon. Noon was about the time we got on the cruise ship. It's 4:00. We're having a sail-away party. This guy ran out of his 15 drinks already. So imagine this guy doing 15 drinks and out of drinks already by 4:00. He was hammered. And what do? I want to keep the party going, so I started buying them shots. So we became friends and said that we would meet up in the casino. I never saw him again that cruise. I don't know if I killed him or not. I don't know. I never saw him again. So long story short, don't overindulge. If you're first going on a cruise, just because they say you can have it, doesn't mean you have to have it. Yeah, drink package. I mean, but some people drink. And again, And one of the problems is if you're traveling, like a couple traveling, husband, wife, if you're traveling, you have to buy the drink package for everybody in the room of who's over 18. Um, there's ways around that. If you I mean, if you make a fuss that one person doesn't drink, and if you talk to like the supervisor of the food and beverage, sometimes they will, or bar and hospitality is probably the one. They probably will waive that. But again, don't waive it, and then both of you start drinking on their drink. I mean, they're being nice. Don't be that guy or that girl. So, but follow me along, on this journey. Come to Banter with Bill on Thursdays, and you will learn about cruising and the do's and don'ts. And I need to start going on other cruise lines. My biggest problem now is I can only tell you mostly about Carnival. Years ago, I went on an older Royal Caribbean ship, and years ago, I went on an older Norwegian ship. Fine ships, but they're comparable to Carnival's older ships. When you look at some of the newer ships that they have now, they look amazing, and I want to do those, and be able to come back and actually talk to people about those ships and what they should do and what they shouldn't do. Because like one of the things that my understanding is, whereas Carnival is first come first serve to, hey Jim, South Coast Cruise, how's it going? One of the things that Carnival is kind of a first come first serve basis. So if you have a show, if you have a comedy club, if you have a spa, if you have whatever, it's first come first serve. On Royal, it's different from what I hear, because I haven't been on the newer ships. I haven't been in a while. You have to make reservations. The only thing that you would have to make reservations for, on Carnival, would be like the spa, and I say spa. My son says spa, and like specialty dining. Specialty dinings are, most of the food is included on the cruise with your fare, but they do have a upcharge steakhouse, upcharge seafood place, and a upcharge Italian restaurant. Some of them they're free, but I mean, again, you'd have to get into specific ships and things like that. But other than that, the shows, the entertainment, and things like that, you don't have to make a reservation for Carnival. Royal Caribbean, my understanding is, as soon as you go on a ship, that's what you better start doing. You better start making your reservations for the different shows and that you want to see. And that would make me nervous going in. That, hey, make sure because I want to check the comedy show out, club. I want to check the comedy show out. I want to check this out, the water show and things like that, and have to get there and make your reservations. Now my first day is no longer my fun day; it's my work day to make sure I have everything. Hey, Sweet Ree, I saw you come in there. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, I appreciate all you everybody that stayed all this time. I appreciate you guys. I could sit up here and ramble all day, but I really do appreciate it. As I said, I didn't know what to expect coming here by being my first day, and then I didn't put anything out. But as everybody tells me, if you go live, people will come. Matter of fact, the person that tells me that, I don't see her in here, Betty J, but Betty J Gathers. She's one of the few people that I chat with over the phone, and we talk about YouTube, and she has like a life channel. I call it a life channel, where she talks about life, and she's around my age, so she gets when I talk to her, I get a perspective about my age, and I love her. I love her channel. But we talk, but she's always telling me that, hey, you come on, you come on live, people will come, and she was burning out a little bit and wanted to take a break, so she's taking the month of January off. So she's not here. The only reason she's not here probably is because of that. I hope that's the only reason, and she's not mad at me, but I'm sure it's just that. Sweet Rhea, see, I'm seeing all these people. I'm so used to seeing them in their lives and things like that. I appreciate you being here. Everybody saying hi to each other. But yeah, my goal My goal is to get everybody here excited about cruising. You may not go, but I'm going to get everybody who comes over here to this channel to say, you know what? I want to try that. I'm going to put it on the bucket list. You may not get to it, but you're going to say, I want to do it, because I've been on I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with the chat and everything like that. Bill said it's supposed to be 21. What's supposed to be 21? Tell me what's supposed to be 21. I don't know what's supposed to be 21. Anyway, I've been on 41 cruises. I fell in love. I mean, to me, it's perfect vacation, perfect getaway, perfect date. You know, once you get past a certain age, you're going to the club for a date and going out to dinner. I'd rather spend that money and go on a cruise. 3-day cruise, 4-day cruise, and you get, decent prices. So for me, it's like just the best of all worlds. And of 41 cruises, you're not gonna hear me say anything bad about any of the cruises. And when I say not saying anything bad, I'm not gonna tell you nothing bad doesn't happen. Things happen. I've had one cruise where I bought the internet package and the internet package didn't work. Went down, they gave me a refund. Nothing like that, would ruin my cruise. That was the worst cruise I ever had, and I still enjoyed myself. But the worst cruise that I ever had was, they had a ship over in Australia, and when the pandemic hit, they wound up bringing it back over here. So when they brought it back over here, whatever reason, Carnival did not prepare to have enough crew. They didn't prepare people to put on the shows. And when I got on a cruise ship, there were no shows. There was the people really didn't know how to work the they didn't know how to prepare the food, like, for the buffets and things like that. So there was kind of a learning process, which I thought, the week it took for them to come over, they could prepare people, but they stopped over in Spain, picked up the crew, and now they're trying to learn on the go. So it wasn't the best cruise, but again, I was on a cruise. I was getting sun. I was going to these different ports, and I was happy. You go to dinner, instead of getting your food, in 20 minutes, maybe it took 40 minutes. Maybe it took an hour. I have no place to be. I'm in no rush. So it didn't bother me. Other people, it really bothered. Oh, worst cruise ever. I'm never going on a Carnival cruise again. And blah, 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 blah. Things happen. Things happen where ships, can't go to a port. And I'm on a cruise. You're not going to hear me complain. So I will tell you what happened, what's bad. But to me, it's not enough to ruin a cruise. No matter what happens. One time I went on a cruise, and I have a camera, and this is leading into your question, South Coast. I had a camera, and I have a little small camera, and it fits in my pocket. So I was on the beach with my daughter, my granddaughter, and her husband, or my daughter, her husband, and my granddaughter, and I was having fun taking my granddaughter out in the water, and I'm just walking, having it in my pocket in my swimsuit. I forgot about it. And so now I'm in the water. So now I'm walking. So now I'm carrying because you can see the fish. So I'm grabbing my granddaughter, and I'm holding her, trying to hold her to see the fish. And wouldn't you know, I tripped and fell and dropped my granddaughter in the water. Wouldn't you know it? I'm hoping I didn't traumatize her for life. So now I'm getting up, and for those of you who don't know, I wear my glasses, but I don't wear them when I'm swimming. So now, I know, right, Jim? Anyway, so now I'm getting up in the water, and it's only, it's not even waist high, but again, because I dropped my granddaughter, I'm trying to find her and whatever, but I'm blind because I didn't have my glasses on, and she was up there walking to mommy, getting out the water, and I'm out there still looking for her. Like, oh my goodness, I dropped her. She's drowning. I gotta save her. But luckily, She wasn't traumatized. She was fine. Grandpop was Pop was traumatized, and to this day, I don't think I'll ever take her out in the water again. Mom, brought her back home and signed her up for swimming lessons. But again, those are memories. Nobody got it on tape that I know of. Thank goodness. I'm the old man. I can't even walk out the water without tripping. But those are the kind of memories that traveling instills in your life. My daughter will never forget that. So when I'm long gone, my daughter will be telling Ava, you remember when Pop dropped you in the water? And I don't. Ava's 3, so she may not remember, but she may be, because it might have been traumatizing. But again, I remember Pop. I remember that. But she now she'll say, I want to go to a beach. And those are the kind of things, and that's what I want to instill into people as far as the love of travel that I have, and that's what's going to be my channel is going to be about, is trying to instill the love, whether I have 500 subscribers or 500,000 subscribers, it's always going to be the same. I mean, that's what I love, and I don't know. I mean, if you see me, if you knew me and seeing me talk like this, you knew that, man, he must like this subject. He must like this, because he's up here just talking about it. But that's going to be my goal, is to install the love of travel, because you until you put yourself in a place where you're uncomfortable, you don't know how strong and how resourceful you are. And again, if you because Americans, we have a bad habit being Americans. Whoever in here is Americans, we think wherever we go, they're supposed to speak our language, and they come over to our country. Well, how come you don't know English? Don't come over here if you don't know English. Blah 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 blah. Try going to a country and you don't know the language, and see if that doesn't change how you feel about people who don't speak English well. I went to Beijing, and trying to get around Beijing, not knowing how to speak Chinese. Oh, and by the way, their signs there's symbols. There's not letters like we have. Like we have an alphabet. You go to London. I mean, you go to Madrid. You go to Paris. Yeah, they have letters. The street is called LaFleur Street, but you can figure it out. Okay, LaFleur. I got you. I can figure it out. I can look at the sign and see LaFleur. Go to Beijing, where everything is a symbol. I had no clue, and nobody spoke English. And now I'm trying to communicate, pointing and things like that. It's getting a little easier now because of the phones and translators and things like that. But trust me, you'd have when you see somebody over here who doesn't know the language well, it gives you a different perspective, and you go out of your way, because everybody went out of their way to help me when I was in Paris, trying to find different places and things like that. Everybody stopped and helped me, because once they heard me speak, they knew it's like, yeah, he has no clue. And they helped me. So I go out of my way now that if I see somebody struggling with the language, or you go on a cruise ship, the cruise ship has a lot of people that from different countries, and we'll get into that, why they do that, but from different countries, and English isn't their first language. So sometimes there's going to be a language barrier. Just work with it. Learn that they're here trying to make you happy. They're on the cruise ship to make you happy, because if you're happy, you tip and they make money. They're not trying to upset you, but sometimes there's a language barrier. Understand that, and life will be a lot better. And I go out of my way, and I try to, like, going to dinner. A lot of times, you read the name tag where they're from. They're from India. Well, learn how to say hello in their language. You put the biggest smile on their face. I mean, your cabin steward, wherever they're from, learn a phrase, learn a word or two of their language. Have him teach you those words, him or her, teach you those. And my goodness, they will never forget you. They will never forget you. And tell the people on the ship, thank you. One time, I had a date, and we were cruising, and her thing was to tell everybody how much she appreciated the crew. Always appreciated the crew. Do you know, I mean, when we're getting off the ship, the crew, they're coming up to her and like, oh, we thank you. We we like you so much. Thank you so much. You can see it meant so much to them that now I start to try to do that now and speak to everybody and thanking them for what they're doing. If they're busting a table for dinner, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Speak of the devil, her ears must have been burning. Betty J. Gathers is in the house. Okay, not to ramble a little bit. I'll come back to you, Betty, in a couple of seconds. Jim, going back to the equipment that I use. I use a DJI Osmo Pocket 2 video camera, and it takes still pictures. Shoots up to 4K and 64-bit pictures. So that's what I use. I don't use like a regular camera, and then I use my phone with a gimbal. Right now, that's all I need. It fulfills what I need. I want to start using an external mic, but I haven't used it yet. I have one, but I don't really use it yet. But that's what I use. And if you've been here for the story that I told about me falling in the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico, I now have a waterproof case for my camera because that camera was in my pocket when I fell with my granddaughter, and it ruined it. But you live life and you go on, and my mistake, wasn't nobody else's mistake but mine. And Betty J, that's my buddy. We talk a lot on the phone, and that's my buddy, and she keeps me inspired. And as far as she keeps me motivated about YouTube, and we kick back ideas back and forth between ourselves. We haven't done it really a lot lately. We haven't done it a lot lately, but we used to review our videos before we posted them. I would watch hers and she would watch mine, and let her know what if there was a mistake in the video, and we try to catch it before we put it out. We kind of stopped doing that, so now I do the self-editing and self reviewing of the video. And boy, I know you can see all those mistakes I make. Same. Just got the Pocket 2. Yes, James. I'm sorry, Jim. I know James, but anyway, I think you'll love how small the camera is. I take the camera everywhere. It's always in my pocket, and when it's not like having on your shoulder and having to carry it. It's like in my pocket. So whenever I want it, it's right there, and the picture is good. You have to play with the settings. You have to learn the different modes, which I'm still learning. But once you learn those, the only thing that is not good is you don't have a zoom lens, and not a true zoom lens, and it's a digital zoom, and it's not a true zoom. So the zooming isn't the best, but you'll love it. You'll love it. Let's see. Hey, Bruce, Ocean Travels. He's another travel agent, great cruise creator. He's here. Bernabe Sanchez. That's a new name. I don't recognize the name. Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. We're talking about cruising and life in general. So if there's anything you want to talk about, let us know. But most of it is cruising, and my love of cruising, and me to try to convince everybody here to develop a love of cruising and travel. And I tell you, travel too, because I love travel, and I love going. When I travel, I try to go where the locals go, and not the cruise, not the tourist. So if I go to Dominican Republic, I don't go to Sandos and stay on Sandos Beach where you don't see any of the culture there. I like to go, to a hotel inland or near a beach, but inland where the locals go. However, it is when you don't understand the language, it can be frightening at times. I've never had a problem, but again, I treat it like any major city. And I don't put myself in a bad spot. Hey, I have a watch coming down this alley. You can get this watch for cheap. No, I'm not going down the alley with you, sir. I appreciate you, but no, I'm not going that way. but you start, you start picking up a little bit of the language, and most of my travels, everybody's been helpful, and more people, speak English than I speak whatever language, whatever country I'm in. Um, Italy was probably, I had the funniest laugh in Italy. I'm trying to get a cab driver. I'm trying to go to the Colosseum, and I'll hold that thought for 1 second. Okay, Betty. I know you. I told everybody you're taking a break, but she's putting a video up tomorrow. So everybody, if you can get over to, I am Betty J Gathers. Check out her premiere. Hey, Betty, what time is your premiere? Is it 4 or 4? What time is your premiere, Betty? I think it's 4, but I'm not 100% sure. So while she puts that up, the cab driver, I'm trying to go to see the Colosseum. Everybody goes to the Colosseum. You go to Rome, you want to see the Colosseum. Everybody knows that. So I'm getting in the cab thinking that, oh, Colosseum. He's had it a million times. Colosseum. No idea. No idea what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to. I didn't have Wi-Fi, and I couldn't connect. So I couldn't like picture, or bring up the Colosseum. So 15 minutes goes by. Me and my kids, and we're trying to get to the Colosseum. Eventually, he says, "Oh, Coliseum." I'm like, "You're kidding me, right? You got a tourist in here saying Coliseum. You couldn't pick up Coliseum from that." But I made it. I made it to the Coliseum. I got pictures, but of course, that was before I started this vlogging, so I don't have any videos. I have a couple pictures, but no videos. So that's most of my traveling career or life. I don't have any real videos from it, because we didn't have cameras like they do now, where everything's a camera. And my DJI Osmo Pocket, as I said, fits right in your pocket, and you take it everywhere. I mean, I take it everywhere. It shoots 4K video, autofocus. I mean, it's the greatest thing ever. It comes with a gimbal, so it keeps the picture steady. For those who don't know what a gimbal is. Hey, Will G, a gimbal is like what movies. When you see a movie and they're moving and the camera's moving, well, a gimbal is what keeps that steady. So I have this camera has a gimbal built in. It's a 3-axis gimbal. Again, not comparing it to a movie theater or a movie gimbal, because God knows how much they spend on those and how many axes they have. But this keeps the picture pretty level. So if you're walking along, it's not all jittery and bouncing around, and when you turn the camera, it stays level. And for those of you that do videos where you move around and you're walking outside or whatever, I would suggest get a gimbal if you're using a phone, or get something with stabilizer. I think the iPhone and probably even the Samsungs now, they probably have some stabilizing software built in to try to keep it steady, so it's not it doesn't look crazy. And I know I missed something, and I think it was Trish. And if so far back up in the chat, I probably won't be able to find it. But it was about motion sickness. And again, I don't use anything now for motion sickness. But again, when I told you my first cruise, I got sick. The very first 2 days, I got sick, and I didn't think I could make it. It was a 7-day cruise, and I thought I couldn't make it. I'm gonna have to catch a flight back. Guest services gave me something similar to Dramamine. It wasn't Dramamine, but it was similar to Dramamine, and I started popping those like candy, and I haven't had a problem since. Right after that, my next few cruises, I would take Dramamine right before I got on the cruise ship, and periodically on the cruise ship, I would take Dramamine. I never had a problem. Now I don't take anything. I mean, it's been years since I've. No, I didn't. Let me take that back. When I did the cruise to Sydney, we had some rough seas. I wasn't sick, but we had rough seas, and I could feel myself. It felt like I was getting nauseous a little bit, so I took a Dramamine just in case. but didn't have any problems, and seas, calmed down, and I didn't have any problems. But I mean, that would be part of the things later on. I'm going to talk about maybe after I interview my daughter, as far as the traveling with small children and infants. That'll be the next thing I talk about, like what to bring on a cruise, what can you expect coming on a cruise, and what should you bring, because again, for me right now, it's so second nature that I pack the night before, because I know all I really need is my shorts, my pants, a couple of color shirts, some t-shirts, and some comfortable walking shoes, gym shoes, and some beach shoes. Pretty simple. Whatever medication or anything like that, I have my little sundries. So I need my razor, my shaving cream, toothpaste, toothbrush. I take an extra pair of glasses just in case. I lose my glasses. But again, it's all kind of second nature to me. But some people don't think about it. One of the worst things that probably happen to people is, you go on board. When you get on a cruise ship, you turn your luggage over to the baggage people when you get out your car or get out the Uber or Lyft or get off the transportation. You turn your luggage over to them, and the next time you see your luggage is in your cabin. Well, a lot of people forget and leave their passports and birth certificates in their luggage. So now they're on board, or trying to get on board without their passport or their ID. So now they have to go try to find the luggage and to go retrieve this. So that'd be one of the things that for me, whenever I travel, if I fly to a different country, my passport stays with me. It always stays with me in my backpack. And I have a backpack where the part that goes against your back has a secret pocket. So you put your backpack on, against your back is a secret pocket. I keep, my identification and passport right there. So you can't be pickpocketed, because you go to different countries. Sometimes you get on subway or things like that. It's crowded. People are bumping into you. You can get pickpocketed. So I put all my things that I need in that pocket. Other than that, the only thing that I make sure that I have now is my camera equipment and the wires to charge my camera equipment, because to charge my smartphone it's a different charger than my phone, and to charge my gimbal is a different charger than there's so many different chargers. They're trying to make it universal now, where everything takes one particular charger, but until they get there, I need my chargers, and those are the only things that I make sure I bring. But there are things that you need to bring, and I will let you know at a later date of what those things should be to make your cruise and your travel. But again, cruise is the biggest thing as far as what can make this a smooth transition. Oh, if you forget your toothpaste, no problem. The cruiser will have it. It'll be $7 a tube. Oh, you forgot, whatever, your toothbrush. Well, for $6, you can get this toothbrush. Yeah, I mean, everything can be had for a price. You go to a port, you want to buy some clothes. You can buy clothes. On most ports, not all ports, but again, a lot of clothes, the clothes are imported, so the clothes are more expensive over there than they are here. But again, I've had them one time. I've had them actually lose my suitcase, and that was the airline. The airline lost my suitcase. It wasn't Delta. It was a smaller airline out of Detroit. I can't remember what it was, but they lost my suitcase on a way to a cruise. And as I was getting to the cruise ship, they called me and said, "Hey, we found your suitcase. Do you want us to bring it to you? So you want to come back and get it?" I said, "Well, no, you can bring it to me." I think I was in Tampa, and I flew into Orlando, so it's about an hour drive, hour and a half. So it was like, yeah, just bring it to me. So they get to the port, they call me again. "Hey, what's your address?" I said, "What's my address? I'm at Port Tampa at the cruise ship. I would look for the Carnival cruise ship that says, ecstasy." I can't give you an address. They couldn't find me. They did not find me. I did not have my suitcase. So that first night, basically I just wore what I had. And I think the next day we wound up going to the Bahamas. So I got off the cruise ship and went off and bought some shorts or whatever I had to buy. It just wasn't much. They eventually got that night that I got my clothes. But again, those are kind of things that they happen. I wasn't gonna let it ruin my. It wasn't gonna ruin my cruise. Did I like it? No, I didn't like it, but stuff happens. But that's it. I mean, that as far as cruise itself, that was probably the worst thing that ever happened, and even that wasn't bad. But I've learned now to hey, in my backpack, keep a change. Maybe keep a change of clothes in there just in case. Wear my gym shoes, so I have gym shoes when I get on the ship. Keep my chargers and everything like that with me, especially so I can charge. Now with the airplanes, you can charge on the airplanes and things like that. So that's the best part. Anybody have any questions about cruising or anything like that? As I see it, I'll probably be on here about 9 minutes more. I might as well make it 2 hours. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully, this is episode number 1. So hopefully things get better as I go along. And, we develop, learn things. One thing I'm going to try to do is maybe get some moderators in here who I haven't talked. The people that you see are moderators now with me just playing with it. I haven't really asked people, hey, I'm going on live here, be my moderator. But people maybe to put up, links or learn how to do Nightbot or one of those bots that does it for me. I've had offers from people. That's the YouTube community is so great. I've had people, offer to help me with Nightbot. Do that where to drop people's links. Because again, we all like YouTube, but a lot of us are creators in here, and a lot of us want people to, come by our channel and speak to us and join and subscribe and see. Eddie says, "Thank you, Eddie." And Eddie, wow, he's great. Because he does it for a lot of other channels. But Eddie, okay, I'm going to work on that and get you up and do that. And again, don't feel obligated to show up every day or anything like that. But if you show up, just we start drop people's links and things like that. But don't feel obligated. I don't want anybody. If I do ask you to be a moderator, don't think I'm asking you. Hey, he's at every Thursday at 4:00. I got a job to do. You don't have a job to do. If you can't make it, you can't make it, and I understand. And people will survive without dropping links. It's all good. Let's see. Lost the luggage Mediterranean groups. He's big and tall. Oh, he's big and tall. And most of the pictures are blue polo. Yeah. I mean, you do it what you have to do. But again, you can let that ruin your trip, or it's one of your stories that you're gonna tell about the trip. The air tags, yeah, I thought about that. But again, I really don't keep much in my luggage, so I mean, I could buy air tags and for my underwear and t-shirts. So I take my chances. And one of the things, my son always laughs because my son always laughs. I traveled on Carnival. Carnival, they have loyalty levels. The very first time you cruise a Carnival, you get a blue card. From the second cruise onto the 24th day, it goes by days. To the 24th day, you get a red card. 25th day to the 74th day, you get a gold card. 75th day to 199 days, you get a platinum card. And after 200 days, you get a diamond card. And I'm saying all that to say, well, I'm diamond. And that's what my son gets a big kick out when I say I'm diamond, because it sounds like I'm trying to flex. I'm not trying to flex, but I just have over 200 days of cruising on Carnival. But one of the perks of being in the loyalty plan is I get free laundry. So and it's just like a wash and fold. It's not like dry clean or anything like that. But like if I wear blue jeans or t-shirts and things like that, hoodies, because it gets cool on the cruise ship at times because they have the air conditioning on, and sometimes it gets cool at night. So I make sure you have a hoodie. Trish, take care. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to talk, Trish. I'm going to get you going live. But I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. But one of the perks is that they do your laundry. So again, when I pack for a 7-day cruise, if I wear a couple pair of pants, a pair of blue jeans, shorts, swimming trunks, well, guess what? I can, I put a, outfit on, I can send out to laundry, and the next day it comes back. So I don't need to pack as much as a lot of people, because I was talking, as a matter of fact, Z, he was talking about, we were talking about going on a December cruise. He's talking about taking, he was talking about, I'm like, oh my goodness, 2 bags. I'm lucky if I have one. But again, he likes to buy souvenirs. I don't buy souvenirs anymore either. Yeah, Jennifer, 200 days. I actually have, I don't know, 220, 230, somewhere around there. I don't know how many. I don't know exactly how many I have with Carnival. But again, Carnival, they treat their diamonds right. They have a couple of things. They have well, when you board, they have lines that you have to get into, but they have a special line and a lounge to wait for diamonds and platinums. So I mean, that's a perk. They have a diamond and platinum party where you go to, and they thank you for your loyalty, and they give you free alcoholic drinks. They probably have, do they have soda or not? I don't know. They have beer and alcoholic drinks, but I don't know if they have soda. I'm sure they probably do. But anyway, they have that. Then they have also a diamond luncheon where they go to the specialty restaurant, and they have lunch for all the diamonds on the ship. Most of the time, there's only 15 to 20 diamonds on the ship. But like the newer ships, when I went on Celebration, I think there were 500 to 600 diamonds. So they didn't have the brunch in, and I think all they did was add a drink coupon to your sign and sell card. So, I mean, there are perks. So yeah. Z, yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that. They're doing the Wednesday dance. I don't know. We have to talk about that. I'm definitely not doing the whole cruise, but will I do it one? Will I do it one time? I might do it one time. Do it for the Vine, or in this case, the YouTube. But I can't wait to meet a lot of you guys, a few of you that are going to be on the Christmas Jubilee cruise. That will be so much fun. As I said, I like putting a face with the channel. I like putting a personality with the channel. So that's everybody in here. I am Betty J. Gathers, Jennifer and Andrew, Embarkation Nation, all these guys. Eddie Lugo, we're going to meet up eventually one of these days. Trish the Natural, we're all going to meet up and just sit and talk. Destination Fun, all you guys. Scratch and Pete, he's the mystery man. Now that Scratch and Pete is a true mystery man. And I think it works in his favor because everybody wants to know who Pete is. What does Pete do? Everybody wants to know about that. That's brilliant, Pete. That's brilliant. Everybody wants to know. Whoever gets that interview will have a ton of views. I saw Kevin, and Kevin Tuber Chat, the person who runs Tuber Chat, his name is Kevin. He does interviews every now and then, and I saw him do one the other night, and I mean he literally blew up that channel. That channel normally doesn't have nearly that many people, and he literally blew up that channel, which is a good thing. That was nice of him to reach out and do that for the channel. Um, a lot of people in here. It's like in there. I mean, my goodness, I can't believe I have like 30. It was what it looked. I looked for real quick. What is it? 30 likes. Look at that, and not one thumb down. Oh my goodness, I'm living a good life. I think of all the pop up lives I've ever had, this is the most thumbs up that I ever had, and I think at one point I had a maximum of 22 people in the chat. So hey, those are all records for me. I'm gonna write them down. And I'm gonna keep them. So again, it's about getting better and improving, and hopefully you guys like the topics, and hopefully we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'm over here just to make sure I'm caught up with the chat. So yeah. Well, it's been 2 hours, everybody. I don't think I'm gonna stay on anymore. I'm gonna get off of here. Again, I appreciate you coming. Next Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. If you like cruising, and if you like cruising and you have small children and you have infants, or if you have grandkids, or if you know anybody like that, make sure they're here next Thursday. I'm going to put out a notice. It'll be something so you can set a reminder. Mommy Millionaire will be here, and she will be talking cruising with kids and things that you need to know, because it is, to me, now again, I don't like the cruise, being stressed when I'm cruising. Watching her work, she made it look easy. It was stressing me out, but she had everything. I mean, she had it all down. It was, I don't know if she was stressed because, well, my family, we don't show many emotions. But again, I don't know if she was stressed. She probably was, but she didn't show it. But she had everything lined up. She was ready for everything. She was ready. She was ready. Anything they threw at her, I got you right here. Boom, need that? Here's the paperwork for that. You need to check this? Here you go. She was ready. Stroller, need to break it down? Here you go. Boom, boom, pop the wheels off. She was ready. So she's gonna be the person that you're gonna want to talk to if you got questions as far as traveling. It doesn't have to be just cruising, it's just traveling in general. She's breastfeeding, so going through TSA with the milk and the diapers and the medications and things like that. She's going to be the person that you're going to want to talk to. So next Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, make sure you're here for Banter with Bill #2. So good night, everybody. Again, thanks for being here. I am going to sign off. Thank you.